John Eastman's lawyer, Harvey Silverglate, joins us now. Mr. Silverglate, thanks so much for joining us. I want to start by getting your reaction to District Attorney Fani Willis's proposed trial date start of October 23rd. What do you make of that?
It's never going to happen.
What do you think would be a more
much longer?
What do you think would be a more reasonable start date?
I would say this case will start trials anywhere from 18 to 24 months from now.
Another co-conspirator in the case, Kenneth Cheesebro, is asking for a speedy trial. Do you personally want this trial to happen sooner or later?
Well, let me tell you what we're going to do. Eastman is in a very different position from every other defendant in that he was acting as a lawyer giving legal advice. He was not part of a conspiracy, assuming there even was a conspiracy. We are going to move to sever his case from the others and move for a severed trial, which means we want to be tried alone. And we believe that the trial of Eastman alone will take about 3 weeks. It's a very simple case. We expect to win it in 3 weeks. And we'd like to have a speedy trial. That is, we'd like him to be tried right away. It'll take 3 weeks, and the whole nightmare will be over for him. That's what we're going to do. One
of the allegations made by District Attorney Fani Willis, and for our audience, we should remind everyone that individuals are innocent until proven guilty. But one of the allegations is that your client knew that information he and Donald Trump were submitting in 2021, I believe September 2021, in a lawsuit alleging malfeasance in Georgia, that Mr. Eastman knew that the information was false in the sworn document. What is your response to that?
Eastman was coming up with all kinds of theories that were very different, very new, very cutting edge, and was tossing them out. I want to point out something. Eastman didn't bribe anybody. He didn't threaten anybody. He threw out legal theories that it turned out were wrong, but at the time they were perfectly, that's the job of a lawyer, throw out all kinds of cutting edge theories, try it and see what flies. He did not bribe anybody. He did not commit any perjury. We expect that his defense will be he acted as lawyers have been acting for hundreds of years, and he did nothing criminal.
But Mr. Silverglate, the assertion made by the district attorney is not that there were unproven or false legal theories in this sworn document. It was that there were assertions of fact that Mr. Eastman knew to be untrue, claims about alleged election malfeasance in Georgia that were just false and had been asserted to be false by individuals like the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, for months and repeatedly. That is not the same, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is not the same as a flawed legal theory, a fraudulent assertion of fact.
But tell me what's criminal about it. He didn't bribe anybody. Tell me what's criminal. He didn't force anybody.
Well, I believe that the charge, I think making false statements in a sworn document is considered fraud, is it not?
Well, that will be determined in the trial. I don't think that anything Eastman did constitutes fraud, and that's for the court to decide. And we'd like it to be decided sooner rather than later. This is a very unusual case. It's the first of its kind. It is a RICO case, which makes it unduly complicated. This could have been a very simple case. It could have been in 10 pages. This is like a telephone book here. We will find out. I think he's going to be acquitted, and you can call me back at the end of the case, and you could either I'll say I told you so, or you'll say I told you so.
Well, be that as it may, I believe what Fani Willis is suggesting in this indictment is that she has written correspondence from your client, John Eastman, suggesting that he knows the information in the document to be false, advising Donald Trump not to sign the document because the information, the assertions are false, and then nonetheless he and Donald Trump submit the document, even though John Eastman is, at least according to Fani Willis, I believe, on record in documentation saying he knows the information to be false.
Well, he advised his client not to sign it. That was his role as a lawyer. And we will see whether or not that's criminal. I do not believe he acted in any way criminally. But that's to be decided not by you and not by me, but by the court.
Are you concerned at all that other co-defendants or any of the 30 unindicted co-conspirators might now be cooperating with District Attorney Fani Willis's office behind your back to get your client in jail, to put him in prison?
Not concerned at all as long as they tell the truth. The problem with plea bargains, as you probably know, is that when a prosecutor says to a defendant, if you're convicted, we're going to recommend 10 years. If you cooperate, we're going to recommend probation. The problem with that is it gets many people to tell a false story. You know, the way we criminal defense lawyers put it, the prosecutors cause the defendants not only to sing but also to compose. It's the composing part that's concerning. If they tell the truth, we have no fears whatsoever.